Hello everybody and welcome back to my car. As you can see, I've been doing some cosmetic upgrades. This is an air freshener in the shape of Dia de los Muertos skull, and we have a new wheel cover which is pretty identical to the old one. I have new seat covers which are pretty much identical to the old ones. So you can notice just this. Okay, by the way, you remember one of my last videos was titled Alternator Rebuild. Yes, I had to have the alternator rebuilt. You remember my video on the alternator brushes? I had replaced them and the problem did not go away. So what was my problem? Well, the problem was that when the engine was running and the car was so theoretically charging the battery, every time I blinked or used the turn signal or even fire up the radio, anything, just made the light go on, and I had to rev the engine a lot to make it off. It happened randomly, it didn't happen all the time, and suddenly I noticed that what I'm going to show you now was not happening regularly. So you can see now the car is in neutral, so I can turn the key without pressing the clutch. Now we have the check of all the idiot lights. We have the oil light, of course the car is off, so we have no oil pressure. We have the brake light and we have the alternator light. These two come on together because they are powered by the same source. When these come on, these come on as well. When these come on because of a failure of the brake, these will not come on. Okay, forget about it. It's just a random piece of information. But the importance of this light is that by adding a load on line that come directly from the alternator, it allows the alternator to generate a magnetic field inside its coils. I will just explain that in non-technical terms. If you remember the old 60s and early 70s bags, they used to have what was called a generator or a dynamo. Now a dynamo is a very clever device that generates direct current, and so the type of current that is generated by a dynamo is not it just needs to be regulated. It needs tension, which is its voltage, and nothing else. It's ready to charge up your battery. Sorry, I was just fixing this rubber boot because I saw before that was out of place. Okay, forget about it. Now, what is this rubber boot? This blue wire here is what makes the shiny light light up. When that light lights up, the alternator, let's say, primes itself. It's not correct, and any car electrician will throw any wrench at me for saying that, but let's say that just for the sake of saying. And is that initial magnetic field that allows the alternator to charge. This is because, differently from the generator, the alternator does not have magnets inside. It is all coils of wire, okay? And what did I notice suddenly? And I, by the way, I was going crazy about that because I started to notice that sometimes, not every time, but sometimes, when I did this didn't come on. So what could possibly it be? Well, that pickup, that rubber boot you saw, you can see that now the engine is on, and so we are charging, we are perfect. We use the blinkers, we are okay. Turn signals, we are okay. Hazard lights, okay. Radio, okay, let's turn on the radio. Okay, someone put that on radio, so we are underground, we are not taking any station. I'll turn it off. Goodbye radio. And lights, of course, lights. No sign of this lighting up. Now I'm blinking my beams, nothing happens. Okay, but we already know that it works. Oh, by the way, you saw that last blinking of the light? That was also missing sometimes. And it was driving me crazy because it happened regularly when I was driving or using the car. When my father was around, or my mother, or my wife, or anyone else, it didn't do that. Or it did that, but I say to them, "Oh, look, we did that!" And then I turned the car off, turned it back on to show them that this light didn't turn on, and it did. So, my mechanic had to keep the car for 2 weeks. In the end, he discovered that one of the diodes of the alternator had gone bad. And it was a random fault. A random fault meaning that it depended entirely on how the alternator was in which mood, let's say, it was that day. I'm not joking. It was influenced by weather, it was influenced by temperature, it was influenced by the position of the car. Well, it was like this. So, this carbon brush holder was entirely innocent, but in any case, it's not bad to have it replaced. And I had the alternator rebuilt. It's the same alternator, the same Mexican alternator. I can prove it to you. Here it is. You can see the label: Robert Bosch, HON Mexico. This is the original alternator to this car. Nothing has changed. It has been fixed. Okay, no Chinese junk alternator here. I'm very happy of that, really. I know it's a silly thing, but I'm happy. And so the car now is okay from an electrical point of view, of course. We have a number of other issues, and oh, this is new, but this is for another video. In the meantime, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you are still with me, please subscribe to the channel, put your like on the video. It doesn't mean anything, it's just self-esteem, but please, if you've seen my videos, do it. Thank you very much, and goodbye.